Salut à tous et à toutes, bienvenue dans ce nouveau reportage pour En roue libre Inside. Je vous emmène en Sicile sur les rives de l'Etna pour découvrir comment Pirelli développe ses nouvelles gammes de pneus route et VTT. Allez, c'est parti.
Avant de commencer, je vais vous expliquer ce que vous allez voir dans cette vidéo et pourquoi c'est exceptionnel. Déjà, le centre test auquel Pirelli m'a donné accès est un lieu gardé totalement secret par la marque. Il n'y a aucune inscription sur la devanture, qu'on m'a d'ailleurs gentiment demandé de ne pas filmer. Et c'est l'une des toutes premières fois qu'un média y est invité. C'est ici que la marque réalise les tests de tous ses prototypes de pneus de deux roues, que ce soit pour les vélos urbains, gravel, route, VTT et même MotoGP. Elle a créé autour d'ici des circuits et des boucles de test pour toutes les pratiques et aujourd'hui on va découvrir comment sont testés les pneus de VTT et de route avec Alberto et son équipe. Ensuite, ce qu'il y a d'exceptionnel, ce sont les hommes que j'ai rencontrés. Des testeurs absolument hors normes avec des centaines de milliers de kilomètres de roulage dans les jambes, capables de percevoir sur un pneu ce qui échappe au commun des mortels, c'est-à-dire une variation de pression liée à l'altitude, une carcasse qui s'assouplit sous la chaleur, une gomme dont la dureté et l'usure changent selon le revêtement, jusqu'à quelques km/h d'écart sur un passage en courbe. Leur mission, c'est d'évaluer les échantillons qui sortent des usines Pirelli et de valider que leur comportement correspond exactement à l'usage pour lequel ils ont été conçus. Et pour ne jamais être influencés par les caractéristiques du pneu, ils les reçoivent sans le moindre marquage. C'est la garantie qu'il se fie qu'à une chose, leur ressenti tout au long du protocole mis en place par Pirelli.
On est ici à Giare, en Sicile, au centre de test et de développement de Pirelli et on est avec Alberto qui est responsable de la partie test sur la division vélo, qui va nous expliquer qui il est, d'où il vient, ce qu'on fait ici, mais surtout comment on le fait. So Alberto, can you tell us who you are and what's your background?
So I'm Alberto. We are here in Sicily in the testing facilities for Pirelli. We perform tests for all the plant in the world, both for motorcycle division and also for the cycling division. I am the manager for the cycling testing department, and here we perform all the kind of tests that we need to do for the bicycle tires. I was a racer. I stopped because we need to always improve on the working side.
Can you tell us about how you perform the tests and what's the kind of protocol for the test?
So we have different kind of tests. We start from the dry handling behavior, then we do the wet handling behavior, then we have some other specific tests, and for last part we also have the mileage test where we check how the tires wears out.
So you are testing the tires from the factories, they send you the tires?
Yes, we received all the tires from our different plants around the world, and we are in contact with our R&D engineer. They send us the tire without telling what we are testing, but we know what kind of type of tire, but we don't know the specification of the compound,
the pattern.
The pattern, the pattern. We see the pattern, but we don't know what's under that.
Okay. The idea is to test the tire, so to make sure that during the riding it performs the way it's supposed to perform.
Yes, we are the people that we ride the bike, so we try to subjectivize every aspect of a tire. So it's something that it's hard, difficult to see with indoor lab testing machine. So we are the people that can feel the really tiny difference in a tire, and then we are the people that can traduce this feeling with the engineer of the R&D to match this feeling and have the best tire.
So I imagine that to have this feeling you need to be a very good rider.
Yes, you also have to be trained to feel this difference, but it's also you can achieve during lots of years of riding.
And so how many kilometers do you ride every year, for example?
If we have to do an average since 15 years, I would say 25,000 per year. since I did most in the past, and now we are going to do heavy here a bit less.
Wow. Okay. And so you are testing the motorcycle tires, but it's
Yes.
not your division. So you test the cycling, road cycling tires and mountain bike tires.
Yes,
And gravel.
cycling, mountain bikes, gravel, but we also test urban tires,
Okay.
every kind of tires that has name Pirelli. We have to test them. So every sides of the tires, not only one sides, and then we do the other sides without testing.
And so you also have a team with you to test the tires?
Yes, we are a team of 4 people. All of us really passionate about cycling.
Why are we here on Etna, like here in Giare?
We are here because in Sicily, you know, the weather is always good. Also in January, February, December, where in other place you may have wet roads, cold weather. Here it's good for all the year long, and also because we have lots of different surfaces, different asphalt in a really narrow place.
So you test on the road, you test the mountain bike, and you have different test tracks.
Yes, we have different tracks for every type of bicycle.
Okay, so now we are going to see how you prepare the tires
Sure.
for the testing.
This is our little workshop where we prepare our test. So now we are gonna prepare the test that we will do. So these are the tires. When we receive tires from our plant, we don't know anything about them. We just have to weight them and to put outside some numbers that will it is for us like the name of the tire we're gonna test. So we write down this number also on the outside of the tire, because when we mount the tire we have to identify which one is the one that we are testing. As you will see, we prepare all the tires at the same time before the test. All the tires that we are gonna test have the same conditioning time, so we prepare them before and then we go to our proving grounds.
Bon, après la partie théorie, on passe à la partie pratique et là on arrive sur la boucle test sur laquelle les ingénieurs de Pirelli évaluent chaque pneu de cross-country. Donc c'est un parcours bien spécifique. Ils en connaissent le moindre virage, le moindre caillou, tous les aspects. Et donc ils vont venir tester sur un certain nombre de critères, c'est-à-dire la résistance au roulement, résistance au freinage, enfin le grip au freinage, le grip en virage, le confort sur les parties cailloux. Et donc on va aller découvrir cette piste ensemble.
So normally when we run test, we try to keep the same pressure for all the tests. We know our pressure personally, every tester knows his pressure. Our goal is to keep every time the same pressure. This is why we measure it before the test, but also after the test we measure the pressure again. So if you notice some difference in comfort, it could be because the difference of the tire or because the pressure changed.
Another important thing is that all the measurement must be done by only one person, so he knows how to do them and not creating confusing results. So he has his own method. Yes, he knows the process, and we have a methodology also to take the measurement.
In this case, when we are in the mountain, we need to have an ambulance for us.
An ambulance.
Yes.
Okay.
We hope never to need them, but we are ready for everything.
Okay, just because we are testing prototypes
Yes.
and tires, so we never know.
Yeah, you know what's inside the tire, so normally they test also indoor, but for protocol we need to have a first idea.
Donc là, la boucle sur laquelle on roule, et c'est une petite boucle test. Donc on monte genre 800 mètres sur le vélo et on va arriver sur un petit single track qui est avec cette petite terre sablonneuse, hein, cette roche volcanique assez fuyante. Donc là-dessus on va pouvoir bien tester le grip et aussi le grip, le freinage, comment ça tourne. Et il y a aussi une partie avec un petit drop, une petite partie rapide avec un petit saut sur lesquels on va pouvoir tester différentes caractéristiques du pneu pour voir si ça correspond à ce qu'on a envie d'avoir comme résultat.
Started single track is a typical street of in Etna. The particular is a set. We testing the grip feeling in this road and the structure.
Bon, alors une fois qu'on est de retour au camion, ils font des mesures. La première c'est ça, donc c'est un petit laser qui va venir mesurer la température des pneus. Donc pour mesurer que les mesures sont à chaque fois constantes. Et ensuite, ils vont noter de 1 à 5 leurs impressions sur différents points. Donc ça peut être la résistance au roulement, ça peut être le grip, ça peut être tout un tas de mesures avec des incréments de 0,25. L'idéal étant 5 évidemment, mais 3 c'est le minimum pour être acceptable. Donc intéressant de voir toutes les petites mesures et ils rentrent leurs petites impressions et tout, mais c'est le protocole. Bon, maintenant qu'on a fait la partie VTT, on passe sur la partie route et Alberto va nous expliquer le protocole.
As we saw this morning, we also for the road part, we have our different behavior test. We have the drive behavior test that, for example, this is one road that we use mostly for our test. As we already see this morning, we mount all the tires, we have everything ready, and then we compare only on the downhill part. Then we compare every specification of the tire to see the difference. Here, for example, we have long turns, so we can evaluate how the bike behaves while leaning. So we can concentrate on the leaning, stabilize the leaning, and see what's happening while leaning in a, let me say, safe condition because it's a big road. We have to wear also the protection. We also never know what's happening in our prototypes, so for our safety we are used to wear this kind of protections.
So you are probably the only road cyclist wearing this kind of protection?
Now, yeah. Who knows, in the future, maybe every cyclist also on the road must wear something.
Handling, cornering, speed.
Also speed capability and the rolling feeling. You feel when you compare this tire, you feel if you are going faster or slower. So you can evaluate like a feeling. Then you compare these results with the indoor laboratory testing and 100% of the time we can match the results. So if we feel that the tire is faster or slower, then we have the matching results from the indoor lab that says this roll faster or not.
Maintenant qu'on a vu Alberto rouler, je vais pouvoir aller rouler avec lui et tester un petit peu le protocole.
Okay, so what do I need to do to feel more the tire to be a tester for Pirelli? What do I need to do?
You have to know how to compare the tires. The important part is to do the protocol just to be able to see one tire, then the other one, what's the difference between the first, the second, then the third, and then again. So it just, you know how to compare the different specifications.
Okay, back-to-back testing.
Yes.
Bon les amis, on arrive à la fin de cette journée de test avec Alberto. So thank you Alberto.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to discover the process of testing the tire and your work. It was very interesting for me and yeah, I hope that the audience also find it interesting. Merci à tous et à toutes d'avoir regardé cette vidéo. J'espère que ça vous a plu et intéressé. Si vous voulez en voir d'autres comme ça, abonnez-vous à la chaîne YouTube En Roue Libre. Et puis d'ici la prochaine vidéo, n'oubliez pas de kiffer très fort. Allez, à très bientôt. Ciao.